Okay, we're back here again for the second Panzer Corps 2 video that I'm going to do for you guys. I've turned the music down a little bit, so hopefully it doesn't overwhelm my discussion this time around, but we're going to get started again. We're going to again click on New Game, and we're going to go with a campaign. And once again, we're going to pick Poland 1939, and we're going to go with the Generalissimus level. And we're going to set our advanced options to undo mode is going to be unlimited, and I think everything else is going to be pretty much the same. And we'll just hit play. And again, we have the two choices. We have Poland South and Poland North, and Poland South. You have close quarters combat and sieges, so we're going to pick that one this time, and we're going to hit accept and create our new character, who was the twin brother of General Erwin Von Butcherstein. It's going to be his twin brother, Fedor. There's actually a triplet. There's Heinrich Von Butcherstein as well, but he's not playing in this game. We'll pick him for some special missions later on. So we're going to go run through this scenario. It's going to load the game up, and let me pick my characteristics. This time I'm going to be Fedor Von Butcherstein. And let's see what I'm going to look like here. That's the guy I picked before. And yeah, we're supposed to be twins, but we're not going to be twins. I'm going to pick this fine-looking example of Aryan masculinity. And once again, I'm going to pick my 4 strengths. And I'm going to start with, again, Master of Blitzkrieg, one of my absolute favorites. That cost me 1. I'm going to go this time with Industry Connections, again. And that is all I get. Why is that all I get? I'm supposed to have 4. Did I not pick 4? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. That's all we need.
Guten Morgen, Herr General.
Now my briefing.
You have my congratulations on your new promotion, but now is no time for flattery.
No.
I have been personally informed that the invasion of Poland, codenamed Fall Weiss, is to commence immediately. Preliminary estimates for the operation's completion was 3 months. But now High Command demands the conquest of Poland in weeks.
Mere
weeks.
You can tell I've done this before. Primary objective, once again, capture all
To this end, I have transferred a detachment of 10th Army's forces to be placed under your direct command, effective immediately. These men are well trained, but like you, they lack combat experience. I am certain they will serve you well, and that you will mold your new Panzer Corps as you see fit in due time. You should secure key crossings on the Vada River quickly, to facilitate your movements and prevent the enemy from fortifying the river line or possibly destroying the bridges entirely. I have also been informed that our declaration of war will be arriving later. So, you should expect little, if any, resistance in the first few days of your advance.
There we go.
In fact, should you seize Kielce quickly enough, your forces may be able to block Polish mobilization efforts entirely. This would force the understrength Polish garrisons in the region to fight without reinforcements. I eagerly await to see the results of your first combat operation. Don't make me regret putting my trust in you, Herr General.
No. All right, so what this briefing indicates, and again, I can go up here and I can reread the briefing, is that I want to take this town, Kiełowcy. I want to take that as quickly as Kielce, as quickly as I can, but I'm going to encounter roadblocks here across this minor river here. It's the Warta River, by the way. So I'm going to have to hit hard and hit fast if I'm going to get there within 3 or 4 turns and keep the rest of the Polish army from being reinforced. To that end, I'm going to need to use my forces very, very wisely here and focus everything on this breakthrough point and then getting on to Kielce. So I'm going to have to bypass a lot of stuff. Also, again, as I look at my Panzer Corps, they are very incomplete. Once again, I have a Panzer 1B, which is a flimsy training tank. I have a Panzer 2C, which is a much better upgraded tank with a 20mm gun as compared to simply having 2 50mm machine guns. And I have a Panzer 38T. That is a Czech tank, which I captured in my conquest of Czechoslovakia. And it's a very effective tank unit for its time. It has a 47mm main cannon, which means it's better against other tanks, and a couple of 50mm machine guns. attached to it, so it should be pretty effective against infantry. I've also got a recon car again. This time it's a radio, SDKFZ 231 Rad. And I've got a strategic bomber, a heavy bomber, a DOZ-17, the same one that I used in the previous game, a JU-87B Stuka, and a couple of BF-109Es. What I lack, though, to complete my Panzer Corps here is, once again, an anti-tank gun, an anti-aircraft gun. I have a self-propelled artillery piece, and I have a normal artillery piece, as such as it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to, once again, I'm going to say that, look, the Panzers are a lot more powerful than they're set up in the game. So what I'm going to do is simply increase the strength to 15 to start with. And I'm going to put that in there and hit send. And I'm going to upgrade my Panzers. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Set any strength 15, and I'm going to copy that and hit send, and it's going to upgrade my Panzers to their proper level of strength against enemy infantry. But keep in mind, I don't think I'm going to have time to fight this cavalry with my Panzers. I'm going to have to focus everything on getting through to this breakthrough point here at the bridge and get it across here so I can get to Kielce within that brief 3-day period. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase once again my total core slots. I've got 36 slots that are allowed in this first operation. I need 50, so I'm going to once again increase that to 50 so that I can buy a few more pieces from my main force. And I could have done all this before I started the game, but I chose not to, because I want you to know that I'm a cheater. So I'm not really a cheater. I'm just trying to balance the game out and make it a little bit more realistic. And I'm going to increase my prestige as well to a reasonable amount. It's unlikely that I would have this little income to operate with if I was really being given such an important assignment. So we're going to go to buy. And we are going to buy an anti-tank unit. Once again, the pussy-ass 37mm towed by a horse and buggy is going to get purchased and placed here on the supply hats, along with an anti-aircraft unit, which is going to be, again, the very common, almost ubiquitous 88mm flak gun. I'm going to purchase one of those. It can also be used as a tank weapon. Let's see, what else do I need? I have a recon car, I have infantry, I have motorized infantry, I have 3 Panzers, I have a bomber, and I guess what I could use is a heavy fighter. I forgot about the heavy fighter, also known as a tactical bomber. The BF-110C, I'm going to purchase one of those, and he's going to sit right there and do a whole lot. So now I am ready to go. I've got a fully equipped Panzer Corps, and now I'm going to try to get through to my breakthrough point here at the bridge across the Warta River and get straight through to Kielce as quickly as I can. That means I'm going to have to ignore certain targets like this town right here. If I go out and look there, I'm going to be like, well, that's going to be a losing battle for me. I'm going to lose 8, and I'm going to pick up 1, and we're going to advance here and discover, hey, guess what? There's an anti-tank gun on that bridge. So I'm going to use my Stuka, pound crap out of that. It should be a kill. In fact, it did give me my 3 kills. That's a good start. And I also have my strategic bomber, which is mostly good for suppression. The question is, do I want to suppress these poles down here in this town, or do I want to suppress these cavalry guys up here? I'm going to choose the cavalry unit. Pound them. Actually, let's watch that again. Let's redo that. And they got 3 suppression. They didn't lose anybody, but they got hit pretty hard. And I'm going to send up one of my Wehrmacht infantry. I'm going to march them up there. Deal with those guys. Now, in terms of this particular artillery piece, it's not going to do me a lot of good if I move it here and do some suppression there. I'm going to move it right up this way. And then I'm going to take my self-propelled artillery piece, which is a Sturmpanzer 1, and I'm going to move it up close to the anti-tank gun and hit it again, and I knocked out one and I suppressed two. The broken heart means you're suppressed, you're downbeaten, you're tired, you're sad, you got hit very heavily. Now I'm going to move my Pioneer infantry up here, my motorized infantry, tap that anti-tank gun, and lo and behold, I have knocked it out. Now this opens up a lot of possibilities for me. For one, I can use my Panzer 1B to scoot up and actually take that bridge, and then I'm going to follow through with my Panzer II and my Panzer 38T, which are going to be crucial to taking Kielce. So my other infantry, I'm going to move this guy down here, and he's going to line up but not attack this particular town. I'm just going to put him there for defensive purposes, and then I'm going to put out my fighters, my BF-101Es, one to protect the Stuka, and one to protect the strategic bomber, the heavy bomber, against any Polish counterattacks. Okay, so now let's zoom up. I think that's all the movement pieces I have. I'm done. I don't have any other options except a losing battle here. I would get destroyed. I would lose 10 of this infantry division and only destroy 5 of the entrenched Poles. So I'm just going to stay there and hope that these artillery pieces actually suppress those Poles if they try to attack me. And I'm going to say, okay, I am done here. And let's see what the Poles have to say. Oh, well, first to bomb my Sturmpanzer. They sent cavalry to attack my Sturmpanzer. They sent infantry to attack my Pioneer infantry, and they attacked my artillery piece from behind. So I left it open. Fair story. Alright. Once again, yes, fair is fair, but so is the counterattack. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to destroy this Polish bomber here, this P-23 Karas. I'm going to shoot that sucker down, and I'm not going to hesitate about it. I'm going to send out my BF-1, and I'm going to send out my second BF-109E and shoot that sucker down. Okay, now, what I'm going to need to do is, because I lost my artillery piece, I'm going to have to replace it. I can either attack this cavalry, or I can attack this infantry. I'm going to choose to attack this cavalry right here. And I'm going to use my Stuka to attack him as well. And try to create a... Now my Panzer 1B is destroying that cavalry. And I'm going to shoot him all the way up to Kielce. So on day 2, I have already achieved a lot of my goals. I've gotten where I wanted to go. I'm going to send my recon car. I've also got this Panzer 38KT, or 38T. I'm going to attack the infantry behind me. I'm going to shoot across that bridge as well. And then I'm going to use my... heavy bomber, my Dornier 17Z, to suppress that Polish infantry, and then I'm going to attack German Wehrmacht infantry, and I'm going to try to finish him off here. Well, having failed in that, I'm now going to use my BF-110C heavy fighter, ground strafing, and wipe him out. I could lose that supply hex. That would not be good. Next thing I'm going to do is move my armored car up here. Again, the objective being Kielce, which is not going to be easy. And then I am going to fall back into my supply hex here and reinforce that. And the aircraft gun and my anti-tank against that cavalry, and hope that's enough to hold them off. Okay, I've pretty much completed my turn here, except I can still attack this infantry right here. It's not great odds. I'm going to lose more than I gain, so I'm going to reinforce and wait for my other infantry to come up. This does two things. It cuts off access across this bridge, and it pins these Polish units right here where they can't do anything. But I'm going to need some infantry to take KLC when the time comes. I've only got a couple of days, and I don't think any of my bombers can really reach it. So it's going to be a very difficult task to break through. All right, what this number up here shows you, by the way, is that I have 50 core slots. I'm only using 40 of them, so could have used a lot. All right, they're going to counterattack with an armored car. And now they're going to attack my 88 with that cavalry. Ooh, they did a lot of damage to my 88. You will pay for that. You will pay. And now it's tank to try to defeat my Panzer. It is up to the task. Alright. Again, first things first, I'm going to send my BF-109E to attack this Polish fighter bomber. This P-23, again. Gaining experience for my pilots. This guy, I don't think is going to have the range. Oh, yep, he barely. He's going to hit that sucker. Let's see. He does it. Okay, so this brings up an issue for me. I have the BF-110C, the Messerschmitt, and I could attack the cavalry, I could attack the armored car, or I could attack the infantry. They're all good targets, but when you have a chance to knock out an enemy air force, you do so. So I'm going to use it to, as the fighter bomber, I'm going to use it to attack and shoot it out of the sky. Good job. All right. Now I have the Panzer 38T, and the question is, do I attack this bigger, beefier Polish tank, or do I hit this one here and try to completely destroy it? I'm going to hit that sucker first. Destroy it. And now I can move around a little bit, but what I'm going to do first is move the Panzer 1B back, take a pot shot at that Polish tank, knock him down 2 spots, and then I'm going to use the 38T, the overrun attack capability. See if I can knock that tank out, and oh, success, I have knocked him out. I've also got overrun capability, which means I can attack again, but is that really going to do me any good? I don't know. All right. Move up, and I'm going to use this Strumpanzer to attack the infantry, and then I've got my Stuka, which I'm going to use on this troublesome cavalry here. So I'm going to reinforce the 88. I can't fully reinforce it because of the nature of the game. I can only reinforce 50% strength, but I can attack it with my infantry, my gun, and my anti-tank gun. I do still have the D-17 Dornier aircraft, which I cannot quite reach KLC with, so I'm going to have to use it to again attack the enemy, and I'm going to do it on this, use it on this infantry. Now, this first one, I'm going to use my Pioneer infantry to which he has done successfully. Okay, now I'm going to move that Pioneer, since it's mechanized, up to near KLC and hope that I can surround and defeat the infantry entrenched at KLC. It's not going to be easy. I'm going to use my infantry here to attack the armored car and weaken it a little bit. Now, what's the one thing I'm missing? I'm missing that second artillery piece, which got destroyed in the first attack. I'm going to buy another one. The 10.5 centimeter gun, which has got a soft attack value of 16 and a hard attack value of 14. And I'm going to buy an SDKFZ-11 truck for that. And I'm going to purchase him and put him right here near my supply hack. So I'm going to be able to use him on the next turn. Well, or not for 2 or 3 turns, because I have to get him in place first before I can attack. I don't have the capability to attack without moving him into position first. So, I don't know. It's going to be iffy whether I'm going to be able to make this attack work on KLC or not. I don't know that I have enough force in place to do it, and I think it has to be on this turn. So we'll just go through here and scan and see what else we can do. No, there's really nothing else to do except maybe surround the town of Kielce. Now, the advantage of the surround, the encirclement, means that he can't be resupplied, and any attacks he has, he's not going to be able to be reinforced. So let's hope that he attacks one of my units here and does himself some damage. All right, we're going to end this turn. The armored car is going to advance. Sturm Panzer. Ineffective. Bulls are going to send out some troops to try to destroy or damage my armored car. The weakened cavalry is going to attack 88 again. Alright, now I'm going to see what I can do in terms of using my Air Force to soften things up. And again, unfortunately, he doesn't really reach Kielce, so I'm going to have to use this somewhere else. And I've got my Stuka here. I can probably do heavy damage to either the cavalry or the armored car. I'm going to try to finish this cavalry off here. Still won't go. Still won't finish off. I'm going to reinforce that anti-tank gun, and I'm going to try to find cavalry. Okay, good. Finally done that. Now I'm going to use my heavy bomber to come up here and attack the armored car. I'm going to move my brand new artillery piece forward, and I'm going to use my infantry to stand against that armored car, and I'm going to reinforce my Sturm Panzer. All right, this leaves me with the Kielce situation. So, yeah, none of these odds are very good. I'm going to bring my pioneer troops up and try to do as much damage as they can. French forces in Kielce, that's not bad. I've got 4 attacking 35 or 38 KT. And then I'm going to use my Panzer II to finish it off. Oh, this is so awesome. So I'm going to take Kielce, and I'm going to have accomplished one of my tasks. I'm going to move this Panzer II over here to take this airfield. I'm going to reinforce the Panzer I and reinforce the armored car. So I should be able to hold Kielce now that I've taken it, and we shall see if I've achieved my goal. It should give me a message telling me I've achieved my goal, but I have to survive the Polish counterattacks first. Okay, I think that's it. That's about all the movement I have. Yeah, I'm going to now completely encircle this armored car and hope that I can take it out soon. All right. Let's go to the next turn, turn 5. Well done, Herr General. Kielce has been captured. The Polish have been unable to mobilize any reinforcements. They will be unable to reinforce any of their units. So success, success, success. All right, I'm going to use the Stuka on this troublesome armor. I'm going to move my anti-tank gun up over there. I'm going to hit car twice, and you know, I could finish this guy off here, but I think I want this particular anti-tank gun to finish him off. So I'm going to use the rest of the turn to just reinforce things. I'm going to move heavy fighter down to my airbase near Kielce. I'm also going to move my strategic bomber there. Notice they light up yellow, means you can move them. And I'm going to move my 2 fighters to that forward airbase as well, where they will be far useful against any annoying Polish air forces. Okay, now I'm going to use my Panzer I to try to attack these Polish troops and knock them out. Ooh. Damaged him, did not destroy him. I'm going to use the armored car to take that Polish guy out, and then I'm going to finish him off with my pioneers and my Panzer. Now, I'm going to be vulnerable with this Panzer 38 to counterattacks, but I have a chance to hit their artillery piece here hard. And I'm going to move my armored car up here to challenge. I'd rather, if they're going to attack, I'd rather that they attack my armored car and destroy my armored car because it's cheaper to replace than my experienced Panzer 38. I took a big risk by attacking this particular artillery piece, but I'm hoping that these two sets of troops do not counterattack my Panzer 38 and do it significant damage. And one of the ways I can assure that is I can send my Panzer 2 or Panzer 1 that's on the airbase up to also attack. And by moving him there, I could attack these guys with an overrun attack, but I'm hoping that having these different targets will tempt different Polish units to come out and attack different German units, meaning that my Panzer 38 is going to be saved in time for me to reinforce it. Now I've got my Air Force moved there, and I'm doing really, really well in this particular scenario. Now we go back here. There's my 88. I'm going to reinforce that to full strength. Here's my Wehrmacht infantry, my regular infantry. I'm going to reinforce them to nearly full strength, and then I'm going to get on the march and start moving forward. Meantime, I absolutely have not even come close to capturing this particular town. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy another armored car, or I could buy a tank. You know, I'm gonna buy a Panzer 1A. It's an even flimsier tank than the Panzer 1Bs that I already have. Notice they have an 11 soft attack and a 7 hard attack. The Panzer 1 has an 8 soft attack and a 5 hard attack. I'm hard attack, not hard attack. I'm gonna buy one of those. So that to take this. It's the same thing as an armored car practically. It's basically an armored car. So hopefully, if this guy survives this campaign and others and gains experience, I can upgrade his equipment later on. Okay, let's end this particular turn. Watch the Polish counterattack. Good for them. Now I'm going to use my pussy-ass 37mm anti-tank gun to try to finish off this car, which moved to take the bridge and then reinforced itself. I'm going to pound it with some artillery, and I blew it up. So I'm going to be able to move this artillery forward. I'm going to move my Sturmpanzer up to the main attack force. And I'm going to cross the river, what's it called? The Warta River. I'm going to cross that, move my troops into this territory here, along with these other guys that I'm marching. I'm going to force march these guys so that they're closer to this bridge, and I'm going to use the 88 to go take it. Okay, now the only air unit I don't have moved forward to my forward air base is the Stuka, so I am going to do that and move him over to my forward air base, and then I'm going to use my strategic bomber to weaken Polish troops at radom, or random. Looks like radom to me. So I can soften them up. Capture 2. And my armored car. Fight back the flamethrowers and stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and take this town anyway. And I'm going to reinforce my Panzer 38. So, you think, well, okay, that guy escaped. He's still alive. No, I've still got my BF-110C, which can be rather effective. And he wiped him off the map. So I'm going to move this armored car over here and move back over by this bridge just to sort of give everybody some idea of what's where. Okay, so I have a pretty good idea what's going on here. I'm going to use this Panzer 1A to come down and take this small town, Tarnowice, and I'm going to take the bridge back, which has got a Polish flag on it now. My next turn, I'm basically just going to use them for that purpose. I'm also going to move my Panzer 1B up to the river. Do I want to do that? No, I'm going to move it over here to get behind this particular unit, which is Tomaskow Mazowiecki. Right. It's harder to pronounce than Phil Godlewski. And I'm going to use my fighter aircraft, my B-29s, to assault the Polish troops. Zatremain. Both on the bridge and in this town here. Tozamaskal, Mazweski, whatever it is. Okay, wow, that's a mouthful. All right, I think that basically is all my movement for this turn. So I'm going to say, all right, Poles, do your worst. Oh, they're moving their anti-aircraft and their anti-tank gun out to attack my anti-tank gun. All right, first things first, using my Panzer 1A, I'm going to take this bridge back. I'm going to reinforce my armored car. After I move him, which is the only unit that can do that, I've got my Panzer, my 188 here, which I'm going to move back. And I'm going to move my troops forward to the bridge to attack the tank gun. And then I'm going to attack it from behind. And then I'm going to deploy my 37mm anti-tank gun and my second artillery piece. So that guy is surrounded and he's going to take some hits. I'm trying to see if I can reach him. Yeah, I can reach him with my Bf-110C heavy fighter light bomber. So I'm going to knock him down to 4. So he's going to fall pretty soon. Meanwhile, I'm going to reinforce everything else. I'm going to reinforce my Sturmpanzer. I'm going to reinforce my Pioneer Infantry. I'm going to reinforce my Panzer II. My Panzer I, I think, is not going to need reinforcing. So I'm going to use the Stuka to hit the guys in the dark bridge. Heavy bomber. My DO-17 to soften up the troops that are guarding that other bridge. And my BF-109s don't really have anything to do because there's no targets to hit at. So they're just going to stay there. I could go after this anti-aircraft. Why not? Aircraft weapons anyway. And yes, I will lose a few people, but hey, that's life. That's war. That's life. This is war. That's the way it goes. All right. Moving on to turn 8. Poles counterattacked by using the BF-109 on me. Okay. Or the anti-aircraft on me. Okay. So I took another hit, but I'm going to use the Stuka again. Bridge, and I should be able to take out this infantry with my Panzer 1A. Just hit them on the bridge. Use my overrun attack to take the airfield. Use my Panzer 2 to take the bridge. And I'm now down to one primary objective, which is this bridge right here. I'm going to bomb him with my heavy fighter bomber, the Bf-110C. Soften him up a little bit. I'm going to move my Sturmpanzer north. And I'm going to use my armored car to take this small town. And once again, hit him with reinforcements. That's Zudinska Wolska. Okay. Soften up this anti-tank gun with a shot from my my artillery piece. I'm going to use my 37mm to fire on him, move it out of the way, and now I'm going to attack him once again with my infantry, my Wehrmacht infantry, 3rd Wehrmacht infantry. I'm going to move them over to this airfield, dirt airfield, and then I'm going to use my other Wehrmacht infantry to finish off this anti-tank gun. And when a unit is in a swamp, it's far more vulnerable. It's guaranteed that I'm going to knock it out, and then I'm going to reinforce my 88mm anti-aircraft / anti-tank gun, and I'm going to move my Panzer 1A up the road to attack the aircraft gun and gain some experience as well. Oh, he was able to take 4 out and survived it. So we're getting closer to finishing this scenario off. Do I have anything left to use? Yeah, I'm going to use my strategic bomber to attack the anti-aircraft unit. It's going to respond. And I'm going to suppress it anyway by 1. now we're going to focus on this dirt airfield we're going to take out here. We're going to use our artillery. One, fire. I'm going to move up my Sturmpanzer and fire. I'm going to use 1A. And I've got an overrun attack, so I'm going to step up and do that and get that town surrounded. This is, once again, this is Tomazow Mizoweski. Okay. I've now got him completely encircled. I'm going to move my infantry up. And I'm going to basically reinforce my other troops, and then I'm going to butt pound this guy with my strategic bomber to once again try to drop the suppression, try to drop. Okay, so he's down to his entrenchment is 4 out of 8. He's got 4 out of 5 weapons. He's going to counterattack, but he's not going to have a lot to work with there. So let's just go ahead and say, all right, and turn. Foolishly, he attacks my pioneers. They're very, very smart guys. They're very, very well equipped. If I use the Stuka, I could gain more experience. Knock him down. And I'm going to use my heavy bomber. I'm going to move him to the new airbase along with one of my fighters. And I'm going to move the heavy fighter there too. Meantime, I'm going to reinforce with experienced troops this BF-109E. Alright, let's see what we can do here. I'm going to move the Sturmpanzer up. I'm going to shell him to soften him up. I'm going to attack with this Panzer. And I could go take that guy out, but I'm not going to. These troops, destroy them. And then my pioneer is going to take the final target. Boom. Fedor Von Butcherstein successfully completes his first assignment in the south of Poland. Now, he will get a different subsequent assignment from High Command Headquarters that his twin brother Erwin got. Let's see what his assignment is.
Well, Herr General, it appears I have finally convinced High Command that a direct drive on the Polish capital is worth any and all risks involved.
There you go.
Perhaps we will meet our deadlines of weeks after all.
Perhaps we will meet our deadline of weeks after all. Capture all victory hexes.
The last major obstacle between you and your ultimate objective lays in the thick Campinos forest. A few well-entrenched Poles here could slow you down, so be prepared for that potential. Additionally, Kluge's 4th Army has trapped a pocket of Polish troops in the region around Kutno. Luftwaffe bombs have mostly obliterated a poorly organized counterattack from these troops, but now you must occupy Kutno directly. Anything less would just invite our enemies to reorganize and launch an attack on your flank as you approach Warsaw. True. Once that is settled, I want you to pivot your troops and aim straight for Warsaw. Be prepared for a tough battle clearing the streets of the capital, though. So don't overextend your forces in a race to get there. Destroying the last of the Polish strong points here could deal a devastating blow to enemy morale. So I recommend timing your thrust into the city to coincide with its destruction. At this rate, we could be back in Germany by October. And I would love to give my report on the end of the Polish campaign to High Command in person. Make it happen, Herr General.
Right. Thank you, James Mason, for giving me that briefing. All right, so this is an interesting scenario that we're going to have to go. Oh, I've got a new hero. I've got Ulrich Schultz. His special skill is lethal attack. Now, this is one of the most valuable heroes you can have in this game. Half of the suppression he creates caused by this unit is converted into kills. That means if you suppress 4, you get 2 kills out of it. This is extremely useful for strategic bombers like this one, like my Dornier DO-17Z. So I'm going to assign that hero to that particular unit, and I'm going to upgrade that unit to the HE-111, which is instead of a 7 soft and 4 hard attack, it's a 10 soft and a 6 hard unit attack, meaning attacking units like tanks and so forth. Okay, first thing I have to do here before I get ready for this is to move everything into reserve so I can do some upgrades. And I go to the reserve panel and I'm going to upgrade that. And then I'm going to end this video and move on to the next step of the campaign. I'm going to upgrade this to the HE-111H2. Upgrade that sucker. And that's going to be a very powerful asset. All right, that's it. That's it for this particular scenario. I will see you guys again on the next scenario. Please let me know. Please like and subscribe this video, and let me know what you think. As soon as I figure out how to end this video, I'm gonna end it. All right, in-game display, record, stop, and save. All right, see you guys next time.